Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Rama Ramo, Hare Hare. Jaya Tulsi Maharani Jaya Vrinda Devi Jaya Tulsi Maharani Jaya Vrinda Devi Jaya Vrinde Jaya Vrinde Jaya Vrinde Jaya Vrinde
Prati Devi Sajavachanamo Namaha Vrindaya Tulsi Devai Priyake Savasyacha Vishnu Bhakti Prati Devi Sajavachanamo Namaha Vrindaya Tulsi Devai Priyake Savasyacha Vishnu Bhakti Prati Devi Sajavachanamo Namaha Vrindaya Tulsi Devai Savasyacha Vishnu Bhakti Prati Devi Sajavachanamo Vrindaya Tulsi Devai Priyake Savasyacha Vishnu Bhakti Prati Devi Sajavachanamo Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Just touched my head. All glories to the flowers in the community and the gardeners. Okay. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari 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 Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha
Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Sodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Pavrikacharya Satara Sadashishima's Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Dvaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinda Ki Jai Jai Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Jai Makunda Radha Kundi Giri Gaurani Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Mayapur Navadip Dham Ki Jai Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 62, and this is verse number 8. Tat Shrutva Bhagavan Kruda Ketuste Bhajate Yada Tvadarpagnam Bhaved Mudha Samyugam Mat Samenate Tatrutva Bhagavan Kruda Ketuste Bhajate Yada Tvadarpagnam Bhaved Mudha Samyugam Mat Samenate Tatshrudva Bhagavan Kruda Ketuste Bhajate Yada Tadarpagnam Bhaved Mudha Samyugam Mat Samenate. Tatshrudva Bhagavan Krudan Metuste Bhajate Gnada Tadarpagnam Bhavet Guda Samyugam Matsamenate Tatshrudva Bhagavan Kruda Ketuste Bhajate Yada Tadarpagnam Bhaved Buddha Samyugam Matsamenate Tatshrutvan Bhagavan Kruda Ketuste Bhajate Yada Tadarpagnam Bhaved Mudha Samyugam Matsamenate. Word by word. Tat, that. Shrutva, hearing. Bhagavan, the Lord. Krudaha, angry. Ketuhu, flag. Te, your. Bhajate is broken. Yada, when. Twat, your. Darpa, pride. Nam, destroyed. Bhavet, will be. Mudha, O fool. Samyugam, battle. Mat, to me. Samena, with him who is equal. Te, your. Translation and purport by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Hearing this, Lord Shiva became angry and replied, "Your flag will be broken, fool, when you have done battle with one who is my equal. That fight will vanquish your conceit." Please repeat. Hearing this, Lord Shiva became angry and replied, "Your flag will be broken, fool, when you have done battle with one who is my equal. That fight will vanquish your conceit. Purport. Lord Shiva could have immediately chastised Banasura and personally destroyed his pride. But since Banasura had been such a faithful servant of his, Shiva did not do so. Om Ajnana Tamarandasya Giran Ganan Shalakaya Chakshu Unmilitangena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Bastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamini Tanamani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharni Nirvasesa Shunyavadi Praschachadeshtarni Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hearing this, Lord Shiva became angry and replied, "Your flag will be broken, fool, when you have done battle with one who is my equal. That fight will vanquish your conceit." This is Lord Shiva's reply to Banasura's so-called lament. Oh, I have nobody who I can bash my arms with, and I need someone to fight who's my equal. But the implication is that I'm even your equal to Gurudev, Lord Shiva, and I can destroy anyone. Well, now Lord Shiva has replied, and he said, you're going to meet somebody, not me, who's going to take care of your pride. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, Shiva became angry on hearing those words. First, he thought that he would kill Banasura. Then he thought, it would be improper to kill with my own hands my servant. If, having attained my mercy, this strong man proudly thinks that his 1,000 arms are a burden, then my master who relieves the burden of its then my master who relieves the world of its burden will take away his burden. Considering this, Shiva spoke with anger. When your peacock flag breaks spontaneously, you will fight with someone equal to me. He states this to satisfy Banasura, who doesn't even get it. Banasura just thinks, oh, yeah, I'm great. The real meaning, however, is you will fight with a person who has splendor. Sa means with, and ma means splendor. Then Jiva Goswami writes, Shiva, called Bhagavan, because he is the Lord of past, present, and future, then spoke, "You have spoken suitable to your nature. Your flag with the peacock emblem will break by itself, O fool. You do not know the accomplishment of your desire. By your pride you are choosing this. You will fight with my equal. He will become astonished by my saying this much. What more need I indicate to him? Sama means with he who resides with Lakshmi. Sama. That indicates Krishna, who is the object of my Shiva's service, who is everything. Sama, to me, mat. And Sanatana Goswami's Tika is very similar to Jiva Goswami's Tika, so we'll stop there. This is a relationship between the motivated religionist and God. In this case, Lord Shiva, we can say, is a representative of Krishna, and a special representative of Krishna. He has a special place. He's not Jiva he's not Jiva Tattva, and he's not Vishnu Tattva, but he is a special Tattva called Shiva Tattva, which has many of the potencies of Vishnu Tattva. One important one being that he's an eternal being. Lord Shiva is not his body. And therefore, he is worshipped by Shivites as God. But they worship him for reasons which are not at all spiritual. They worship him for foolish benedictions like 1,000 arms to beat people up, and I need someone to fight. Can't you get me someone to fight? Maybe you could fight with me, but I don't really want to fight with you because you're my guru and my spiritual mentor and God to me. So find me someone to fight. And Lord Shiva is just like, you idiot. What do you want? I mean, I could actually benedict you ultimately with pure devotional service because he's a pure devotee. Or I could at least benedict you with something like, liberation, or something like eternal freedom from lust or something like that. But all you want is to be the most powerful big man and use all those arms that you have. I mean, first of all, 1,000 arms, 500 on each side. It's hard to imagine, how you can keep all those. Maybe they fold up into his shoulders or something like that. But the fact is that, he has a very foolish benediction to begin with. And we should note that this is the type of foolish benediction that most religionists actually want. That people, they want to have something that's going to help them. And them can be defined as, I'm an American, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm black, I'm white, I'm whatever designation, and so therefore as a white American male, I need these things, or as a black American female, I need these things, or as this or that, I need something in order to satisfy my body, my mind, my ego, and therefore everyone wants these benedictions, you name it, wealth or fame or beautiful women or whatever, and these benedictions, somehow or other, they become granted in some way, and we see a world full of frustrated, angry people hankering and lamenting, even though they're praying to God, and that's the pious ones praying to God, to fulfill their desires for happiness in the material sphere. Prabhupada speaks about this a lot in classes. I'm going to read some of the quotes from Prabhupada. Here's an early, no, it's not so early, it's actually 1973 in New York. April 10th, 1973, Bhagavatam 1:8-18. This is from the Prayers of Queen Kunti chapter. Generally, they go to temple, to church, or to mosque. Generally, they go with a motive. Just like in the Christian world, they go that God must be order supplier. We shall pray to God, and he must supply. Then I accept God. This is the condition. And if he does not supply my order, I don't care for this God. So they are not going to become servant of God. They want to make God their servant. And we see this routinely playing out in different ways within the Bhagavatam and also in other religious scriptures. I mean, the Bible is replete with stories about, especially in the Old Testament, about the Israelites getting something from God and then basically saying, well, that wasn't enough, or why did you give us just this, or can't we get that? And then God responding, kind of like Lord Shiva, you fool, don't you realize that what I've done for you? But they don't realize, and then they have to go through some great suffering in which they can pray more to God to get rid of suffering, but it's just, please get rid of this next, material woe. This is not pure devotion. And we can see, Prabhupada will speak again, over and over and over again, that even pious individuals don't know what to pray for, because they haven't been told what to pray for, because the persons who are their leaders, they don't know what to pray for. Prabhupada speaks again, this is from the Queen Kunti chapter, much later verse 51. We want to worship God if he becomes my order supplier. I will order and he will supply. Otherwise, there is no God. I don't care for this nonsense God. He must gratify my senses. I want this and you must satisfy. Just like the communists. They ask the people in general to go to the church and they say, now pray. So the Christian prayer, oh God, give us our daily bread. So when they come out, the communist leaders, they ask, have you got bread? No, sir. Then you ask us. They ask, oh, my communist friend, give me the bread. And the communist friend, he says, take bread, as many as you like. And so we see, now Prabhupada uses communist here, but we see that in the modern world, religion fading out of the scene, because it seems that science, it seems that technology, it seems that the modern technical world has been solving our problems. I remember Kavi Chandra Maharaj, who preached a lot in Japan, and still, I think, preaches in Japan. And he said that the Japanese were very difficult people to preach to, because one of their responses were, well, we don't need religion anymore, we've got technology. That religion was for the old days when we couldn't get what we wanted except by going to the temple. But nowadays, we get what we want without going to the temple. What do we want? We want more things to eat, we want a better place to sleep, we want a better place to mate, and we want to be able to protect it all. We'll buy insurance, and we'll have an army, and we'll do something, but we can't be protected from death. One time Prabhupada asked the disciples, so how can you be protected from death? And then Vishnu John Swami said, well, they have drugs that make you unaware of death. And then Prabhupada said, yes, they check death with death. So this is when you die, you will not feel anything, because we'll have you drugged up. So we'll kill you before you die, and you won't know anything. So this is science's promise to actually, somehow or other, benefit the body. And as long as we think we're the body, then we think the science will actually help. And it turns out that people, they turn away from God because they think that he's not giving me what I want. Prabhupada speaking in Los Angeles again in 1974. So those who are going to this is a really interesting quote. So those who are going to religious life, making God as their servant, they will be failure. You must approach God as master. You should become servant. The so-called religionists, they accept God as their order supplier, servant. I must pray to God. Whenever there is some inconvenience, I must pray. I must. At that time I shall pray, and then I shall finish that prayer, and God must supply. If God does not supply, then there is no God. This is the general attitude. And people live, they say they believe in God, but they live as if there is no God. As long as things are going along nicely, they don't think about God. So this is something that we understand in Krishna consciousness, that we also, being conditioned living entities, can fall into a trap, something like this. Somehow or other, Krishna will supply all my desires. But that's not what we're being taught by our acharyas and by Srila Prabhupada. We're taught that we want to develop pure devotional service, Shuddha Bhakti, Anyabhilasita Shunyam Jnana Kamanyanavartam Anukulyena Krishnanu Bhaktir Uttama Shilanam. That pure bhakti is free from the contamination for desires, for gain or safety, and for the desires for some sort of material gyan, or even what they call spiritual gyan. I want to know the truth. I want to know how God, manifests himself in this universe, and what my place in the universe is, or whatever. These kinds of things that people want, higher, so-called higher things. But anyabhilasita shunyam, we should be having no desires other than simply wanting to serve Krishna. How do we get to that point of simply wanting to desire, simply to serve, and for no other purpose than Krishna's pleasure? And therefore, we have been very fortunate to have met someone who can deliver us pure devotional service. Because coming to the platform of pure devotional service is not possible unless one comes in contact with someone who has pure devotional service. Because otherwise, if a person seeking higher understanding meets someone in some other path, an impersonalist or a religionist who's preaching something like prosperity doctrine, gospel, God wants you to be rich. He wants you to be happy. Oh, God wants you to be happy. He wants you to be rich, but it isn't a bank balance rich. And it's not happy that you've got the best car and that your kids are in the best college and that your health is really good. No. Because all that's lost. The best car wears out, the kids flunk out, and then you get cancer. So, and what do you have then? So we're fortunate to meet a pure devotee who is giving us the proper understanding. And that begins with understanding the Bhagavad Gita as it is, as Prabhupada said. Within the Bhagavad Gita, this same theme that's being brought up here by Lord Shiva is touched upon in many places. That we must not follow the path of Banasura or other asuras. Actually, if we take the word asura very broadly and try to divorce ourselves from the idea of someone like Hiranyakashipu, who really is just a total, abomination, and understand that an asura is anyone who thinks that there's an existence worth living outside the service of God. I mean, that's an asuric understanding. Prabhupada writes, Krishna speaks in the 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, verses 5 and 6, those who undergo severe austerities and penances not recommended in the scriptures, performing them out of pride and egoism, who are impelled by lust and attachment, who are foolish and who torture the material elements of the body as well as the supersoul dwelling within, are to be known as demons. So this is the chapter of the divisions of faith, and this is faith in the modes of passion and ignorance. And then Prabhupada writes, there are persons who manufacture modes of austerity and penance which are not mentioned in the scriptural injunctions. Fasting for this reason, or doing this sort of sacrifice. And persons who take to such austerities are, according to the Bhagavad Gita, certainly demoniac. Their acts are against the scriptural injunctions and are not beneficial for the people in general. Generally, they act out of pride, false ego, lust, and attachment for material enjoyment. So, if we approach so-called religion or spiritual life in the modes of passion and ignorance, and we're directed by those who are similarly also in the modes of passion and ignorance, then our acts of religion or so-called spirituality aren't beneficial, and they are actually acted out of pride, false ego, lust, and attachment for material enjoyment. Oh Lord, you know the old prayer, oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? My friends all drive Porsches, I must make amends. I won't get into saying that. So, oh Lord, give me this. Oh Lord, give me that. And a demoniac person may think that he can force his enemy or other parties to comply with his desires by this method, but sometimes one dies by these austerities. These acts are not approved by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he says that those who engage in them are demons, like Banasura. He's done all this penance, and what he wants is to fight with someone who can give him a good fight, because I'm so great. Well, this is very much it's an antithesis to the real purpose of spiritual life, which is to become the servant of God. Nadanam, najanam, nadanam, nasundaram, najanam, nasundaram, kavitam va ishakama, mama janmani janmani ishvare, bhavatad bhaktira hoitaki twai. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells us how we should pray. I don't want wealth. I don't want women. I don't want followers. I don't want all these things. You know, generally speaking, you know, someone becomes a great musician or even spiritual leader, they want to be surrounded by followers. Actually, I had a dream last night. It was an interesting dream. And that in that dream, somehow I was plunked down into the middle of some sort of bogus group who were worshiping this guy with big, long beard and hair, and they were all like, you know, bowing down before him, and I just said, where's the kirtan? Get the kirtan going. Who is this guy? So I was thinking, you know, when I woke up, that this dream was instructive of the fact that people are worshiping so many people by unauthorized methods. They're not really following anyone who's going to help them. What's going to help them is the kirtan. What's going to help them is to hear from a bona fide guru who can give real knowledge about what spiritual life is. Nadanam, najanam, nasundaram. I don't want all those things in the world which are so important. What do I want? Service, birth after birth after birth. Think about it. I mean, I think about it a lot. If I came up with plans to try to be happy on my own and said, okay, Krishna, I've just thought up all the things I need to be happy, and I just wish you'd give it to me. It's really good that he doesn't. Because all those things that one wants that aren't pure devotion, they're not going to make us happy. Only pure devotion will make us happy. But the problem is that in a conditioned state, even as we approach the bona fide spiritual master, the urge for something other than pure devotion keeps coming out. Could I have this? Could I have that? And to some extent, Krishna is, you know, fulfilling our desires. Oh, so you need a mattress so your back doesn't hurt. Okay, that's okay. These are different things that we might need just because we are frail in body and mind. And Krishna is so kind. But at one point or another, basically, we have to understand that, yes, I can take care of certain things that are important so that I can have a peaceful mind to do what? to remember that I am an eternal servant of Krishna. And we can only do that. Yasya prasada bhagavat prasado yasya prasada nakati katopi. It's by Guru's mercy that Krishna is available to us, and Krishna's mercy that we met a Guru who can present to us what we really need to live for. Otherwise, we certainly could fall prey to so many misfortunes, but we want to cleanse our heart. Bhagavad Gita 7:20. Kamais taistaya hrita jnana prapadyantenya devata tam tam niyamam astaya prakrita niyata swaya. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. So as long as our nature is in modes of passion and ignorance, then our natures are going to rita jnana, will be deprived of real knowledge and will surrender unto our desires. So we have to come to the mode of goodness. And Prabhupada has shown us how to come to the mode of goodness. We come to the mode of goodness by eating in the mode of goodness, by interacting with devotees in the mode of goodness, by engaging in the activities of our life in the mode of goodness. Passion and ignorance certainly gets us nothing, and passion seems to work, but it leaves us dissatisfied and it leaves a mess behind, because we may get something done, but we created a bigger mess than we had to begin with. Only we come to the mode of goodness. And the beginning of the mode of goodness is to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We really ultimately don't want to even be in the mode of goodness. We want to be in the state of the Vasudeva state. Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma Nasochiti Nakankshati. The Brahma Bhuta platform, which is beyond the mode of goodness. But the mode of goodness is that launching place by which we get a firm footing so that we can try to come to the mode of the Brahma Bhuta platform. This is what Prabhupada has given us in the sense that we have a morning program, a sadhana, activities that regulate our life so that the mind becomes pacified. We don't want to be like Banasura with itchy arms that we have to take care of. Well, of course, we don't have 1,000 arms that we have to beat against somebody to be happy, but we have our little anartas or big anartas which get in the way. What's anarta mean? An unwanted thing. It's the opposite of arta. Arta is something that you want, and anarta is something you got to get rid of. But the thing we really want, ultimately, is to become a pure devotee of the Lord. Whether we really know it or not, that's what we want. So how to get that? Hearing and chanting and remembering the Lord, associating with devotees who are pure at heart, never offending devotees. No devotee. We can't offend any devotee. Every devotee is a saint. Some of us are crazy. Some of us are lazy. But every one of us is a saint if we're associating with each other, trying to become pure servants of the Lord. So, thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for giving us a society. And thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for allowing us to chant the holy name. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for giving us an opportunity to hear from the Bhagavatam every day. And I'll stop there. If there's any questions or comments. Yes. We ultimately want to transcend all the modes of nature, because the modes of nature never are pure, even in the mode of goodness. But from the mode of goodness, we can reach the, Brahmabhuta platform, the Vasudeva platform, the Shuddha Bhakti platform. That's transcendental. But we can't go to that platform of purity like that from passion and ignorance. No place, Banasura has no hope. He's got hope because his guru, his Ishtadev is going to set it up so that he'll be pounded by Krishna into a point where he gets it. It's not going to be a pleasant, but it's not going to be a pleasant experience for Banasura. He's going to go through a really difficult experience. So being intelligent, reading these books, and understanding that if we act like Banasura, well, Krishna is going to give us pure devotional service through our guru, but we're going to get pounded. Why be pounded? Let's just surrender the best we can. Pounding may be there still because we're covered. But if we know, by reading Chaitanya Charitamrita especially, how to live in the devotion, in the association of devotees, and learn to love devotees, and learn to care for devotees, and learn to have the attitude of striving for pure devotion. I don't have pure devotion, but I know what the goal is. And it's not to have things or be things or to acquire or to somehow prop up this little soldier that's going to die eventually. What the highest purpose of life, the only purpose for human life, is to understand that we're an eternal servant of the Supreme Lord. And that's the Vasudeva platform. We'll get it someday, and sometimes during a kirtan or some ecstatic moment, we get a little blip, and we, come back down again into our, average consciousness again. But we should remember those moments, because that's the mercy of Prabhupada, that we get some moments when we're hearing or chanting, or when we're doing Harinam and somebody comes by and they say, "Oh, this changed my life." Doesn't happen often, but it does happen. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandar Agom Vikamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakale pritimanti pasyanti panti kayanti chiram naganti ananda chinmaya sadhu jala vigrahasya govindam adipurusham amaham bhajami govindam adipurusham amaham bhajami govindam adipurusham amaham bhajami govindam adipurusham amaham bhajami govindam adipurusham amaham bhajami.
Where is it? Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohan. Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan. Kunda Radha Kunda Goindi Jamuna Jaya Jaya Mama. Gata Vamshi Bata Dwadasha Kana Jata Valila Koilo Shinanda Nanda Nanda Jashoda Jaya Jaya Gopagan Sridhamani Jaya Jaya Denuvatagan Jaya Vrishabhanu Jaya Kirtida Sundari Jaya Purnamasi Jaya Virnagari Jaya Jaya Gopishwara Vrindavanama Jaya Jaya Vrindavana Bhakti Gata Jaya Dvija Patni Jaya Naga Kanyaga Bhakti Tejahara Pailo Govinda Shirasa Mandala Jaya Jaya Radha Jaya Jaya Rasa Leela Sarva Manara Jaya Jaya Jala Rasa Sarva Rasa Babeja Brajate Prachar Shri Janava Pada Padma Korea Smara Krishna Dasa Toe Nama Sankirtan Jina Krishna Dasa Toe Nama Sankirtan Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Shri Radhe Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Shri Radhe Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Sachinandana Gaurari Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Shri Vrindavan glories to Radha Krishna and the divine forest of Vrindavan. All glories to the three residing deities of Vrindavan, Sri Govinda, Gopinath, and Madana Mohan. All glories to Shamakund, Radhakund, Govardhan Hill, and Jamuna River, Kalindi. All glories to the great forest known as Mahavan. All glories to Keshigata, the Vansiva tree, and the 12 forests of Vraja. At these places, the son of Nanda, Sri Krishna, performed all of his pastimes. All glories to Krishna's divine father and mother, Nanda and Jasoda. All glories to the cowherd boys headed by Sridham. All glories to the cows and calves of Vraja. All glories to Radha's divine father and mother, Vrishabhanu, and the beautiful Kirtida. All glories to Purnamasi, the mother of Sandapani Muni. All glories to the young cowherd maidens of Vraja. All glories to Gopishwara Shiva, who resides in Vrindavan, in order to protect the holy Dham. All glories to Krishna's funny Brahmana friend, Madhu Mangala. All glories to Ramagata, where Lord Balaram performed his Rasa dance. All glories to Lord Balaram, the son of Rohini. All glories to all the residents of Vrindavan. All glories to the wives of the proud Vedic Brahmanas. All glories to the wives of the Kaliya serpent. Through pure devotion, they all obtained the lotus feet of Lord Govinda. All glories to the place where the Rasa dance of Sri Krishna was performed. All glories to Radha and Shyam. All glories to the divine Rasa dance, which is the most beautiful of all Lord Krishna's pastimes. All glories to the mellow of conjugal love, which is the most excellent of all rasas, and is propagated in Vraja by Sri Krishna in the form of the divine Parakiya Bhava. Remembering the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda's consort, Sri Janava Devi, this very fallen and lowly servant of Krishna sings the Sankirtan of the holy name. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Ki Jai.
And speaking of Sankirtan, tomorrow at 11:30, we'll be going to Weaver Street Market here in Hillsborough. It's going to be nice in the morning. It's supposed to rain later in the day, but it's going to be a nice time to go out, and we hope everybody can come. It's here in town, so it's easy to get to for folks in Hillsborough. Jai. Tomorrow morning, 11:30 at Weaver Street Market. Chaito Darpanam Marjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairavya Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Budi Vardhanam Pratipanam Pranamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Paramijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrapita Niyamita Smaranena Kala Etadrishita Vakriva Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Midvishami Hajjani Nanuraga. Festival of Flowers. Really smells wonderful. Yamanadena Kirtaniyas Hari Nadaram Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Vajagadisha Kamae Mama Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhaktir Hoitaki Twai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Budao Krivayata Vabada Pankaja Stita Duli Sadrashim Vachintaya Nayanam Gadarshu Daraya Varanam Gadgadrudaya Gira Pulakar Nishitam Vabhukada Tavanama Grahane Bhavishyati Yugayatam Namishena Chakshusha Bravashayatam Shunayatam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virahename Ashlishyavapadamritam Manastumam Adarshanam